welcome back to Deadwood Casting and Turning. It's gonna be a little short one today, guys. I was contacted by the client that bought this. For those of you that remember, this was the Emerald Flame Bowl, and he was wondering if I could do a lid for this. I told him that it probably wouldn't, the resin wouldn't match up, but I could probably do a solid wood lid for it, and if that would be okay. And he said, yeah, that's fine. He just wanted it, he thought it would look nice with a lid. So what I've done is I've got this piece of pecan mounted up, and as you can see, it's got the big face plate on it because I wanted it good and stable. Because I know I'm not going to use this entire thing for the lid, but I figured I could turn the lid and then, while it was still mounted up, maybe do some change cups or something like that, you know, while it was already up. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a lid for this and go from there. So let's get to turning. All right, so we have this trued up to a point to where it's not jumping all over the place, and I can actually, you know, get some good cuts on it. So we're going to cut our lid from this end, but I kind of like the way it looks, so I may leave this for our change cups. I don't know yet. So we'll reach that, we'll make that decision when we reach that point. So at this point, we got the inside of our lid done and sanded up to 1000. I've cleaned it with denatured alcohol because this is end grain, and it's got some fuzzies on it. I'm going to go ahead and seal it with sanding sealer and let that dry and finish and then actually finishing it. So we can, you know, sand it on up to 2500 and get the outside done. And what this is going to do is this is going to penetrate this end grain and stiffen the fibers up, so the stuff that's just the fibers, the end fibers that are just laying down as I sand over them, will actually be sanded up, will actually be cut off and sanded out after that. A little bit of spark right here. Just gonna feel like it. I don't know if somebody did or not. Or if it would be there on project, but we'll go ahead and just sand it. So, alright, let it dry. And go from there. Okay, so we have our part that we're going to use for our lid parted off and set in our mortise. So now we're going to start shaping our lid and working on our finial. So let's go ahead and get that roughed in and then get started from there. All right, well, we have our lid more or less the shape I wanted. I'm happy with this part. The finial, not so much. I had kind of wanted it like 2 or 3 dips and it be longer, but anyway, for my first time doing it, I don't think it's bad. All right, so I'm gonna sand this up some. I'm gonna sand this up to probably 300, 320. I'm gonna put some sand and sealer on it, and then sand it on up the rest of the way to 2500, and we'll come back when it's time to put our finish on. So I'm gonna let y'all watch a little bit, and then we'll come back when it's time to put the finish on. Okay, so while sanding, that happened. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go get some CA glue, put some glue on it, and hopefully be able to finish this project. All right, see you back in a minute. All right, okay, we have our crack filled with black CA. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to remount this once it's all said and done so I can clean the inside up again. So once we get this done, I'm fixing to put this back on the lathe and get back to sanding, and we'll see what's going on. All right, see you in a few. All right, so as you can see, we've got this sanded up to 600. You can see where I filled it with the black Starbond, and I've got it down, sanded down up to 600. We're going to put some of our sanding sealer on it now, and then sand it all the way up to 2500. Now, if you look, here's the pith, and this is actually where it cracked, right in the pith. So that's where we're at. We're going to put this on, this sand and sealer on, and let it dry. And I just used the Deft sanding sealer. So good. All right, there we go. Now we're just going to let it dry and we'll come back when it's time to put our final finish on it with red sanding paste and red stone wax. All right, so now we're sanded up to 2500. We've got our sanding sealer on it. We're sanded up to 2500. And now we're fixing to put our finish on. And I'm gonna finish it with Brad's sanding paste extra fine and Brad's ton wax. And so that's what we're fixing to do. We're gonna start with the sanding paste and go from there. As you can see right here, that Starbond CA, black Starbond CA, did real good holding it together. So hopefully it will still fit our bowl. Now I'm out of paper towels right now, so I am having to use a piece of towel. This is not recommended in any way, shape, or form. This is one of those do as I say situations, not as I do. I'm gonna use the paper towel because I just don't have anything else to use. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to use a paper towel because it'll catch in the lathe, and if you have it wrapped around your hand or your wrist like you would normally polished boots with, then you run the risk of being snatched into the lathe and just really bad things happening all the way around. So this is not recommended. This is just one of those make and do situations. So, all right, we've got our abrasive paste on. Loosely holding our towel. Going to use the same section that we applied it with. All right, that was our sanding paste. And that did a phenomenal job. Now we're gonna put our tongue wax on. Not sure if y'all can, how well y'all can see this in the light, but the sun is starting to go down, so. All right, so we have our tongue wax finished now. Wheel ready to begin with. Just kind of feel that friction and it takes up there. Let's go that friction and let's go back to the wood. Turn it up. And put that friction to the thing. And back in there. All right, so there it is. We will get it off the lathe and get some shots of it and talk about it. All right. All right, folks, here we go. We got the end of another project. I love this project and I hate this project for a couple different reasons. Bring this in close. I don't know if how well y'all are going to be able to see it, but this is our lid for our emerald flame bowl. This is another piece of pecan, totally different from the one I made the bowl out of, but I love it. The crack from the pith right here that we fixed with the Starbond Black CA glue actually turned out to be a really good feature. I hate this because with my current setup, there's nothing I can do to take that out. Typically, I would find a way, you know, I would put it back on the lathe, or I would take a sanding disc on the drill and sand this out and refinish it. But I don't have any of that equipment. I don't have any dimple discs. I don't have any abrasive discs. I don't have any attachment to put on my drill and sand it out. So luckily the person that bought this is a family member, and I've already talked to him and he's okay with that. And then, you know, he knows that when I get the proper equipment to fix it, I will get it and fix it. Now, what I love about this project is this crack right here in the bowl that was filled with resin matches up perfectly with the crack from the pith in the lid. And we got a nice snug fit on the bowl. And for this being turned on 2 different occasions with 2 different pieces of wood, I think this actually matched up and turned out phenomenal. So that's this week's project, the lid for the Emerald Flame Bowl. I think it turned out a hell of a lot better than I thought it would. Tell me what you think. Tell me your opinions. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Either way, if you have some suggestions for me, leave them in the comments below. But either way, you know, I love doing this stuff, and hopefully one day I'll be able to do it full time. So until then, stay safe, keep on turning, and let's share the hell out of every video on this channel. Catch you later.